I love you down for real. And I be ignoring every time you try to speak up against me or about my kid. The last time you spoke up against me, you was like, yeah, show us something. Show him holding a bottle up or something. And then shortly after, your son. It doesn't feel good, does it? It's cool. I got my people looking into it. I don't know who you're going to speak to. Is that right?
Excuse me, sir. What are you guys arresting her for?
A whole other charge.
A warrant out for what?
Sorry?
A warrant for what, sir?
There's a warrant for her. Right.
Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody could tell me to stop talking fucking thing I see in the media. Okay? I done forgot I was on TikTok. Now I'm cussing you out. I don't give.
Welcome back to your daily dose of scandal and glamour. Let's spill the tea on today's hottest drama. Tia Kemp just snapped, and this time, she ain't pulling punches. After staying silent way too long, Tia finally said, "Enough is enough," and dropped a bomb nobody saw coming. She called Child Protective Services on Chrisean Rock, saying straight up that Chrisean ain't fit to raise her own son. Yeah, it's real now. Chrisean's been known for chaos. Wild brawls, wild moods, and even wilder choices. But this latest twist? It's got folks genuinely worried. What finally set Tia off wasn't just typical drama. It got personal, real personal. Word is, Tia's own son got stabbed in a recent incident, and instead of showing compassion or concern, Chrisean allegedly turned the whole thing around and blamed the boy. Even worse, she reportedly ran up on him. Yep, she confronted him physically like it was his fault. Tia wasn't gonna sit back after that. She took it straight to the internet and aired Chrisean out for what she called reckless, dangerous, and disturbing behavior.
I'm pretty sure because you're a felon, you can't get things in your name. Okay? All right, I know that you're a convicted felon. You probably can't get stuff in your name, but I help you. All right? I want you to get your own place with you and your baby. You chill out for a minute. I don't know if that boy wanted you to sit down and be a stay-at-home mom for a minute and, so you can start progressing or what. But they say you making a good bag over there on Snapchat, or whatever it is. You should be able to chill out and just focus. Because we don't want you to go back to jail. All right?
No filters, no sugarcoating, just pure truth. And the internet? They're riding with Tia. Fans are saying it's about time somebody stood up for that boy. They're calling her a real one for protecting the child when others were too scared or too caught up in the mess to say something. This might just be the beginning of something bigger. Tia's putting the pressure on, and she's not backing down. She's making it clear. She's coming for accountability. And if Chrisean can't step up as a parent, then someone else will call her out. And as one fan shouted online, "A hard head makes a soft behind. I was just waiting for Auntie Tia to slide in, and she did. She said what needed to be said." Boom. The streets are watching now, but Chrisean clearly forgot who she was messing with. Tia Kemp ain't some random trying to trend.
Chrisean, a hard head will make a soft. I was just waiting for Auntie Tia to come, and she came. Like she said what she said.
She's a certified day one fighter who's been through it, came out clean, and built her name from scratch without riding anybody's wave. And now, Chrisean just woke up a sleeping giant, and Tia's wide awake. Now that CPS is officially in the picture, the internet is tuned in like it's a full-blown reality show. Folks been saying for a while that Chrisean needed a serious reality check, and Tia might be the one to finally deliver it. This ain't about chasing vibes or trying to go viral anymore. There's a kid in the mix, and Tia's making sure that doesn't get ignored. She didn't hesitate. She said, "I got this," and stepped up. Fans are divided, some cheering her on saying it's been a long time coming, while others feel like she crossed a line. But either way, one thing's for sure. Somebody finally stood up to Chrisean's chaos without fear, and that's shaking the room. Maybe now Chrisean will finally stop playing victim and start taking real accountability. Because Instagram likes don't raise babies.
Chrisean, is you cool? You need to learn how to insult better, because how I ask Tia, "Oh, it don't feel right, huh? You mentioning and being concerned about my son hitting milestones, and then your son gets stabbed. That don't feel right, huh?" Well, she would know. She didn't put her baby health in danger. Another person did. You put your baby health in danger. Like what? Like deflection much? You make no sense, honey. And it's because you a manipulator. And not only you a manipulator, you're a manipulator the way Blueface manipulate your ass. You think that you can come with all the mind games that he do to you to the masses, and people supposed to fall for that because your dumb ass fall for his. And another reason why you are now currently getting on everyone's nerves is because, for one, you ran out that sympathy juice that you was getting 2-3 years ago.
And reality TV moments don't build stable homes. And those little online stunts, they're getting old. Real life is knocking. And that random line at the end, "Chaw, is you cool?" That was someone clearly trying to roast Tia. But let's be honest, the shade didn't land. Like, what even was that? Tia asked the real questions and shook things up. Now that hit different. At this point, it's hard to say if Chrisean's ever gonna truly wake up and realize the wild outbursts, the drama, the non-stop mess. It ain't working like it used to. The sympathy's drying up. And her own circle? Even they're getting tired of cleaning up after her mess. What's really wild is that after all these years in the spotlight, doing interviews, trending non-stop, racking up fans, and even getting paid, Chrisean still ain't got her basics together. And by basics, we're talking about a real home, a stable foundation, somewhere she and her son can actually call theirs. Hard to believe, right? Someone who's constantly going viral, making headlines for everything under the sun, is still out here couch hopping. Not long ago, she went live, eyes full of tears, telling her fans that Blueface had kicked her and little Junior out the house. She said he got out of jail and just ditched them, leaving them homeless. And she acted like it was totally out of the blue. At first, folks were shocked. Like, how could he flip on her like that after everything they'd been through?
You later so you can do what you gotta do?
No, you don't gotta call me later. I just don't want to argue. You can stay on the phone.
I guess you busy, so I'm gonna call you later.
Huh? I'm not busy at all.
Yeah, I guess you busy, so I'm gonna call you later.
I'm not even busy.
Like,
Okay.
babe,
You're busy right now.
huh? I'm not busy.
I gotta call
I'm
you
not
later.
busy. I'm not busy. I'm about to put a baby in the car. Is that okay? Do you mind taking them to the car? Thank you.
Do you mind taking them to the car?
Thank you.
But Blueface wasn't staying quiet for long. He fired back with proof, dropping a video that showed the state of the house after Chrisean had stayed there just a few days. And whew, it was a disaster. Dishes stacked to the ceiling, trash overflowing, furniture out of place. It looked like a tornado hit the spot. That's when people started looking at the situation real different. Suddenly, it didn't seem so crazy that he said, "You gotta bounce." Even Persuasion, who's had her own mess with Chrisean, said it a while ago. Chrisean doesn't clean, doesn't organize, and doesn't respect nobody's space. But that video, that wasn't just messy. It was next level. Fans were stunned. It wasn't just a few socks on the floor. It looked like nobody had cleaned a single thing the entire time. And that's when the internet started saying, maybe this wasn't about betrayal. Maybe it was about boundaries. Fans were shook. The comments were rolling in fast. Stuff like, "Now we see why he kicked her out," and "This girl needs to grow up fast." But instead of taking the L and admitting she left that house in a wreck, Chrisean had the audacity to say she wasn't the only one responsible for the mess. Like, seriously? Instead of owning up and saying, "Yeah, I messed up," she tried to flip the script and point fingers. Again, and normally people would just shrug it off like, that's just Chrissy being Chrissy. But not this time. Folks are fed up. It's becoming painfully obvious that Chrisean refuses to take responsibility for anything. And now, it ain't just her life taking the hit. This messy behavior is spilling into the lives of those closest to her, especially her little boy, Junior. People online have been speaking loud, saying she needs to stop playing around and step up, not just as a celeb, but as a real parent. After catching heat for how she's been moving as a mother, Chrisean suddenly started popping out with Junior everywhere. Church, live streams, salons. She had him sitting on her lap, clutched to her hip, trying to show the world she's got this mom thing on lock. But the internet wasn't fully buying it. See, being physically present is good, but people started pointing out something deeper. They noticed Junior might be showing signs of developmental delays. Now, that in itself isn't something to shame. A lot of parents go through that. And with care and proper attention, things can improve. But what's got folks heated is this. While Chrisean is quick to show Junior off for the gram and the live views, they don't see her actually putting in that quiet, steady work behind the scenes. That real parenting, appointments, structure, proper guidance, that's what's missing. And the streets are starting to say it loud. Showing up for clout ain't the same as showing up with intent. She's been bringing Junior to salons, events, live streams, everywhere there's a camera. But folks are noticing what's missing. It ain't about showing face anymore. It's about showing effort. Where's the physical therapy? The regular checkups? The behind-the-scenes parenting that takes real structure, patience, and care? It's starting to feel like she's doing just enough to look involved. But when it comes to the heavy lifting, the stuff that truly matters, that's where things fall apart. And people are beginning to wonder, is she really putting her son first? Or just trying to clean up her image in the public eye? Fans aren't trying to drag her for no reason. They're just asking for better. When your name is always trending, but your priorities seem out of place, of course people are gonna speak up. This ain't about being a perfect mom. It's about showing you're actually doing the work, especially when your kid might need a little more support than most. Now sure, a few fans are still riding for Chrisean, saying, maybe she is taking Junior to doctors and just not posting it. But let's be real, that don't line up. This is the same Chrisean who documented her entire pregnancy online. Every appointment, every emotion, every step, she shared it all. She even had the cameras rolling in the delivery room, let the whole world into her early motherhood moments, and proudly showed off Junior just days after he was born. But now, suddenly, when people start asking the real questions about his health and development, she goes quiet. Fans are calling it what it is, convenient silence. You can't have full transparency when it's cute for the gram, and then play private the moment it gets serious. That's not protecting your child, that's protecting your image. Then, boom, out of nowhere, Chrisean popped back up posting Junior again like nothing ever went down. It was giving full-on damage control, and now she's back online trying to defend herself, telling people that her son can walk and talk, he just doesn't do it when she records. That's the story she's running with? Fans were left scratching their heads. Like, what? How does that even add up? Every time Junior's on camera, he's silent, always being carried, barely reacting. But off camera, he's supposedly running around and having full conversations? People aren't buying it. Now, no one's saying she owes the internet a breakdown of her son's development, but what fans are saying is, don't gaslight the same folks who've been watching from day one. You can't show us everything for months, then act brand new the second people start asking valid questions. She went live, ranting, bro, my son walking, my son talking. Just because I don't display that on the internet, y'all want me to prove something? Bro, I don't owe y'all nothing. And then she jumped on another live stream from the bathroom, no less, still doubling down like, my son can walk, talk, eat. People were like, girl, what are you even saying? And now fans and insiders are starting to say the unthinkable. She's ignoring her child just to keep spinning in this messy, toxic back and forth with Blueface, like arguing with him is her real full-time job. Meanwhile, her baby, allegedly being sidelined, literally. And just when things couldn't get messier, something happened that had the entire internet shook to its core. Twitch, EP. Twitch officially banned Chrisean from their platform. And why? Because she allegedly left her baby boy sitting in the car for hours while she was inside, live streaming and arguing like it was just another day. And get this, it wasn't just internet talk. Word is, Twitch employees themselves had to step in and pull the child out of the vehicle. That right there set fans all the way off. People were like, what is going on? How do you have the time to hop on live, beef with your ex for views, and entertain the internet, but not check if your child is safe, cool, or even comfortable? That's not just careless, that's straight up reckless. The backlash was instant. People started flooding comment sections saying this isn't just another messy Chrisean moment, this is real life. And now it's clear. The consequences are finally catching up. Twitch wasn't playing games. They pulled the plug immediately, and honestly, many are saying it was long overdue. And then came that now viral phone call with Blueface, where everything just hit differently. The man literally told her multiple times to stop talking, hang up, and go get her son. And what did she say? I'm not even busy. She just kept the convo rolling, arguing like none of it mattered. Here's how it played out. You busy? No, I'm not busy at all. So I'ma call you later. I'm not even busy. You with him right now? I'm not busy. It was a whole loop of confusion. And during all of it, the priority still wasn't Junior. At this point, fans are done trying to excuse it or say she just doesn't know better. It's getting nearly impossible to defend her actions. People aren't asking for perfection. They're asking for basic parenting. And right now, it's looking like Chrisean's choosing live stream drama over her own child. And the internet's watching every move. People watching that clip were stunned. Like, did she really just say that on camera? It was almost like she didn't realize, or worse, didn't care, how bad it looked. And let's be real. When a whole streaming platform like Twitch ends up showing more concern for your child's safety than you do as the parent, that's just plain wild. Twitch employees had to step in and do what she should have done from the jump, check on her own son. That moment said everything. And that's when Auntie Tia Kemp decided it was time to step in and drop some raw truth on the timeline. Tia saw what was going down and wasn't about to stay quiet. If you know anything about her, then you already know. She's been through it. She's raised a son while dealing with the chaos of the industry. She's lived this. So when she speaks, it ain't just opinions, it's real-life experience talking. And Tia didn't hold back. She told Chrisean straight up, stop putting on a show for the internet and get serious about raising your child. She told her to take Junior off social media, stop trying to score sympathy points and actually be there for her son in real ways. People were clapping all over the timeline for that. One person summed it up perfectly. I'ma say this and I'ma say it nice. Chrisean needs to sit down somewhere. She needs to get that baby some help. She needs to get herself some help. And she needs to stop entertaining all this internet nonsense, all this fake beefing, all this mess with Blueface, lying and playing on y'all's minds like it's a game. And just like that, Auntie said what a lot of people were thinking, but were too afraid to say out loud. But instead of taking the wisdom like a grown woman and doing any kind of self-reflection, Chrisean came out swinging. She didn't just miss the message, she twisted it and went straight for Tia's neck. She made it personal, throwing shade and bringing up Tia's own pain, talking slick about how Tia should worry about her own house, especially after the stabbing incident with her son. Yep, Chrissy really tried to flip the script, saying if Tia expected people to pray and have compassion when her family went through tragedy, then she should have kept her mouth shut instead of chiming in. Like, what? She acted like Tia had no right to speak up just because her own life hasn't been perfect. But here's the thing, nobody's life is perfect. And Tia wasn't coming from a petty or shady place. She was speaking as a grown woman who's been there, who's faced real pain, and who wanted to see Chrisean do better for her son. That's the difference. Chrisean took it like a personal attack, but everybody watching could see it was real advice. She had a moment to pause, reflect, and maybe learn something from someone who actually understands the pressure of raising a child in the spotlight. But instead, she doubled down and completely missed the point. And funny enough, most people said Tia kept it way more classy than expected, especially considering all the mess that's been circling online. She didn't drag. She didn't clout chase. She wasn't on live screaming. She just gave solid, heartfelt, grown woman advice. And it hit because it came from a place of concern, not chaos. And it ain't just fans saying that either. Even Blueface's own mama, Ms. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to stay in the loop with all the latest tea. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and I'll catch you in the next video.